Bobby, what's going on, man?
It's been a little over a year now since my brother and sister-in-law have lost their kids. My parents currently have them. And it's kind of put a strain on, I guess you could say, the balance of the family because everybody's got to, kind of juggle his kids that are now living with my parents.
So did they get taken away court order? Is there addiction or abuse or something?
It was drugs and abuse.
Okay.
But they're in a program right now to try to get them back.
And so do your parents have full custody, or they just got temporary custody? They just gave them to the nearest relative?
They were trying to go for full custody, but they were told that this shouldn't, I guess, take long, so they have, I guess, temporary custody right now.
Is your brother and your sister-in-law, are they working the plan? Are they not?
They, currently just got enrolled into the that parenting class. Okay. And they're still doing their alcohol classes or drug classes.
Okay. So they're at the very beginning of working any sort of plan, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what's your question, man?
So, I mean, because I'm the next oldest brother, in my culture, it tends to fall down that, everybody else in the family goes, well, you're the oldest brother, next oldest brother, so, you're technically like their dad. So, if anything comes down, like I get, the kids, I want, not to say it sound bad, but like pawned off on me.
Okay.
Or, I get like some bad enough remarks where they're like, you should be watching them, like from my sisters or younger brothers. They're like, you got more time to watch them. Or,
so the rest of your family members, your brothers and sisters, are on you because your parents have taken these kids and you're not taking them. Is that what you're saying?
Well, that I'm not helping.
Okay.
Or I'm not helping enough.
Okay. And so what's your question?
Is it selfish for me? Because I got, a high school kid, a middle school kid, and I have a 1-year-old, a 1.5-year-old.
Woo! You're in it now, brother.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
Yeah, man, good for you.
And my brother's kids are range from 3 to 11.
Okay.
And my kids, my oldest, she's in dance after school, so she's got now that COVID's calming down a little bit. They have practice a couple times a week, competition on weekends. So and we like to go out and travel, go hiking and stuff.
Sure.
Last summer we kind of felt the strain on that because the kids are over. I don't have a big enough vehicle to transport everybody. We'd be driving 2 cars.
So why I understand the cultural pressure. I don't understand it, but I can sympathize with the you've got extraneous cultural pressures. Why do you care what other people are saying? If you can't do it, you can't do it. Or is there a part of you that knows I'm just going to have to change my life?
I can, but yeah, I would have to change my life.
Okay. So do you live next to your parents? Do you live within proximity to these kids?
We're about 15-minute drive apart.
Okay, so pretty close, right? Have your parents come to you and asked you for help?
They've asked everybody. Okay. But obviously they have said a little more to me, saying, because I am their brother and I get it. My nieces and nephews, they like coming over here too, but...
Sure. How many brothers and sisters do you have?
3 sisters and 4 brothers.
Okay. So you've got 3 other brothers who are in the picture, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, again, without fully knowing the cultural ins and outs, right? And I that is not something to be discounted. That's something to be highly respected and to not just slough off, right, and roll your eyes at. If I'm you, what I would do is call a meeting of all brothers and sisters. Because one of the things that divides families up is that one sister calls the other sister, who calls another brother, who calls mom, and makes little comments like, well, I don't know why he's not helping as much as so-and-so, and I would be... And then dad makes a passive-aggressive comment to you, and then it blows up in your mind, and then you... Does that make sense? It just gets this whole toxic, Britney Spears toxic mess, right?
Yeah,
so here's what I would do.
Yeah.
I'd call a meeting of all brothers and sisters. Do they live in it close enough to you where y'all could all get in a room together? Or at least get on the same Zoom call?
everybody's within at least a proximity of like an hour and a half.
I love it. So here's what I'm doing if I'm you. I'm calling a meeting, all brothers and sisters, mom and dad, all of them, except for my brother who's working his program. He stays out of this mess, right? He cashed his vote in for the time being. And say, mom and dad need help. I know that I'm the oldest here, and a lot of this technically falls on me. So I'm telling you, here's what I can do. All of us have to step up here and help. Mom and dad can't do all this on their own. Everybody's pitching in, and here's what that's going to look like. From me, I want everyone else to be open and ready to help. And then you're going to take all the drama out of the room. You're going to take all the gossip nonsense out of the room. You're going to take all the, oh my gosh. You're going to take all that crap out and call everyone out on the table and say, and you go first. Say, here is what I can do. I cannot take full custody of these kids, or I can. I cannot drive them around everywhere they can, or I can. Whatever you can or can't do. The second thing is, I want you to begin to think in terms for your kids, not how many dance recitals are they going to miss, right? Not how many soccer things or not in that way, but start to look at what kind of dad am I modeling for them? What kind of grown-up am I modeling for them into who they are going to become as grown-ups, right? And I can't answer that question for you, but I'll put it to you in an unfair way. Is that cool? I'm going to put it real direct. Do you want them in 10 years, when they begin to have kids and figure out who they're going to be? Do you want them to be the parents who say, I will never miss a dance recital? Or I want to be parents who never miss a dance recital. Or I want to be parents who, if there's a child in need, I've got it. Not to the expense of, but to the inclusion of, right? Not at the expense of, but everyone gets a ride. You know what I mean? And so I think there's probably a middle ground here. I think you've backed yourself into a corner because you're pissed off at your brother. You're annoyed at him. You're mad that suddenly you've got to step up and take care of somebody else's mess. And that's frustrating and annoying, especially, dude, with a 1-year-old in the house. I don't even know what day it was when I had a 1-year-old in my house, right? And it's annoying. And the only way to cut through that annoying, frustrating, is just to say, I'm big brother. I'm calling a meeting. Here's what I can do. I'm not going to apologize for what I can't do. Here's what I can do. The rest of us y'all need to step up. We're going to come up with an orderly fashion here. We're going to have people on call, people who can babysit. We're going to map this out so it's not just this ongoing gushy thing. And kids, there's going to be a few things we don't do because we're the kind of people who help our family out. And family, I'm going to take care of my kids. We're going to have a family-only thing this weekend because I'm the kind of dad that really doubles down on my children. And you're going to have to find that really messy middle here. It's not either or. It is super frustrating, and it's also the right thing. And your family is lacking leadership, and that's when you get a chance to step up, Bobby. That's when you get a chance to step up. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to call that meeting, but before you do, sit with your wife, come up with a plan. Here's what we can do. And it may be, we got a 1-year-old, we can do nothing except survive. And then in about 6 months, we'll be able to step up. Or no, we've got some capacity. We can help. Our 14-year-old can babysit. Our 13-year-old can fill in the blank. Call the meeting, and then I want you to call me back and let me know how that meeting goes. My guess is everyone's going to exhale because somebody finally took the reins and said, here's the way this is going to be. We're all going to move forward there. And hopefully your brother is going to watch your leadership. Your brother is going to start working his programs with your sister-in-law. They're going to get their crap together. They're going to start getting connected. They're going to get well. They're going to get on a new road to sobriety, and then they're going to be able to get their kids back. And that's what we all want, right? Thank you so much for your call, brother. We're rooting for you, man. And I'm just so proud of you for being the guy that's going to step up and do what's right here.